We've got an amazing Week 10 matchup with major playoff implications as Brock Purdy and the San Francisco 49ers fly down to Jacksonville to take on Trevor Lawrence and the Jaguars here. Both these teams coming off a bye. I think much needed rest for the 49ers team and Jacksonville as well here. So both teams are going to be fully healthy, which should be good. Deebo Samuel should be coming back against the 49ers. That's going to be something to watch throughout this week here. But, Ryan, I want to throw it over to you here first. Both of these teams are leading their division, or not leading their division right now. I believe the 49ers are actually behind the Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah.
So, but are well within their division hunt. Actually, they're tied with the Seahawks right now. Both teams are 5-3. So Jacksonville, though, 6-2, 2 games up on the Houston Texans here, and so starting to run away a little bit with that division. I think the Texans are kind of a surprise. I don't believe though that they'll make a push with Jacksonville. But we'll have to see. But what are your overall expectations for this game for both these teams so far in the season as we're now reaching the second half of the season and of their schedules for both teams?
Yeah, I mean, for the 49ers, I want to see them kind of get back to the easy, they talk about like those 5-10 yard plays where it's like it's not sexy, but you're taking what they give you, you're cashing checks, and you keep moving. I want to see them get back to that. I feel like as they got more injured, Brock Purdy was trying to make more and more plays with the football. Just because they didn't have the Deebo Samuel natural ability to go make plays. Also, not having Trent Brown at the left tackle spot, he's the best left tackle in football, and losing him specifically is a huge blow to that offensive line, and definitely hurt the run game a lot.
I think he did play. I don't think he.
No, he did not play in either of the last 2 games.
Oh, he did it.
No, Kyle Shanahan, he had a report hoping he can return to practice after their bye.
Oh, okay. All right.
So,
sorry, I just asked because I remember he came back in the Browns game. And so then I thought he was in there against the Vikings game as well.
Yeah, I believe it was let me see. Yeah, head coach Kyle Shanahan announced Monday that he hopes Williams can return to practice following the team's upcoming bye.
Okay. Interesting.
I forget what the injury was specifically.
It
was his ankle. Okay, I thought it was his quad, but then I remember Christian McCaffrey was a quad.
Okay.
But if they're at full strength, I think this Jacksonville defense is definitely vulnerable. We kind of saw even like the Saints take advantage of it with some of the offensive lows that they've been having a few weeks ago. So, like, this Jacksonville defense definitely leaves plays to be had on the field. And on the flip side, Jacksonville, this offense, granted they're coming off a bye, but they've been one of the most potent in the league since their early season struggles through the first week 2 and 3, really, where they were one of the lowest performing red zone offenses and were really struggling to convert on third downs and just consistently move the football. Since then, they've been one of the top offenses in the league, and I think they're running on a 5-game win streak at the moment. So,
yeah, I'll go back and double check that here.
Yeah, 5 games
here. Yeah,
and so that's always nice. But this is probably their toughest test of the season, in my opinion, especially if the 49ers coming off a bye week are going to return Trent Williams and Deebo Samuel, their 2 best players on the offensive side of the football. So it's going to be a really interesting matchup.
Yeah, no, I think too the Jags have gotten a little bit healthier. As well as with Cam Robinson coming back also from the suspension. I think that's been a big boost to the offensive line. And that I think I agree that front 7 for Jacksonville on the defensive side can get after the quarterback, but they definitely are lacking a little bit in the secondary. I think that's going to be something that they address in the offseason as well. Just not that they're poor, but if they just are just not great, just looking to improve in that area here. But the key for me, I think, for Jacksonville has been the resurgence of Travis Etienne. He's had a phenomenal past month, so to say. It seems like he's scoring in every single game. Just has a huge explosive output. Calvin Ridley and Trevor Lawrence are on a good pace. Him and Christian Kirk are a great tandem as well. So I think Jags are going to be offensively going to be a very good test for San Francisco. While I agree with you completely, Deebo Samuel adds that extra layer of like, shoot, we got to watch this guy at all times. We got to make sure that he's covering somebody, which is just going to open up the field for more people. Ayuk is more of your traditional receiver. George Kittle is a good tight end. It's a really good tight end. I'm not trying to downplay their role, but their roles are definitely much more linear. While I think the Deebo Samuel, you can move all around. You can be very mysterious. I think with how you're going to be using Deebo Samuel, which keeps defense on its toes, which opens up the opportunities for the other players on San Francisco. So I think that's going to be the loss of Deebo Samuel. I think that had a major effect. And then to your point, Purdy was maybe trying to press the issue a little bit too much when he might not have to have been.
Yeah.
So it's going to be something fascinating to watch this week.
I wanted to comment on your Travis Etienne call out there. So he is their leading rusher with 583 rushing yards, averaging about 4 yards a carry. And then he is actually their fourth receiver on the depth chart as well, with 27 receptions for 266 yards, averaging almost exactly 10 yards a reception. So
how many touchdowns does Etienne have here? He's got
seven rushing and 2 receiving. Or I'm sorry, 1 receiving.
So he's had a great season so far, and so he's going to need to continue to keep playing well. And so let's move into predictions here. But before we do that, if you have not already, hit that like button and also subscribe to the channel to get notified whenever we create new Tracy Take content. We preview every single NFL game, and also in 2024, we will be having a lot more content as we go into the 2024 offseason. And so, Ryan, with that being said, who do you have winning this game and why?
So this is a close one. I'm going to go with the San Francisco 49ers as long as they're at full strength. I think if Deebo Samuel and Trent Williams play, this offense is just going to be really hard to stop. And coming off a bye week, I think I give Kyle Shanahan the edge in being able to game plan stuff to really come out and attack this defense. And there hasn't been an injury report or anything for the last week for both of these teams. And I think given the fact that no one was really put on IR for the 49ers, that they should be returning this week for San Francisco. And on the flip side, I think Jacksonville is a really solid team. It's just when San Francisco is at full strength and they have an extra week to game plan for you, they now become probably one of the toughest teams in the NFL to play just because of the simple fact that they are so talented. Kyle Shanahan is so creative in his schemes that he's probably going to throw a couple things at them that they might not have ever seen before on film. So that for me, I'm going to go with the 49ers.
I like it. So I will disagree. I think that Jacksonville being at home, I think that's going to be a little bit of a boost for them. I think maybe they're going to be trying to do a snap count a little bit on Deebo Samuel, make sure that he is healthy and okay. I think either way, I think Jacksonville, they've just been playing extremely well. And San Francisco's been a little bit inconsistent. I know if they get a little bit healthy, if they get healthier over the long run, I think that the Niners might be the better team. I think in this week, in the Week 10 matchup, I think Trevor Lawrence and Jacksonville is going to pull it out.
Yeah. I think it's going to be a really close game. I'm looking forward to watching this. I'll probably be flipping back and forth between this game and then the Browns-Ravens game as well. So, but let's go ahead and wrap this video up here. If you guys have not already, please go ahead and like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below on who you think is going to come out ahead in this matchup. Is it going to be the San Francisco 49ers? Is it going to be the Jacksonville Jaguars? And other than that, we will see you guys next time.